Welcome to the show today, folks. My name's Philip Cochran. Thank you for joining me. So behind me is Patreon, or what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a nice, stable place for creators to earn an income from YouTube. But we're going to take you down a little further to see what's happening to Patreon right now. Hold on. The big picture, I think, is pretty clear to us, folks. They want to silence anybody who has a voice or a following, and especially if it doesn't agree with the super lefty opinions of things. Okay, so to Patreon, I'm a small YouTuber. I just hit 1K, 4K. Not on Patreon. Had no plans to be on Patreon, but I know what it was, and I have friends or channels that I like that are on Patreon. So I tried to keep a neutral opinion about it, but no more, because as my analogy stands, here we're standing in front of the river of money that's flowing out of Patreon right now. And Jack Conte, while I really only knew who kind of he was personally several months ago when he made his Casey Neistat video, and it was an awesome video. Like, it was incredible. The guy's got creative talent for sure, and I think his the heart and mind was in the right place when he started Patreon. But now while he's not even answering these issues himself, he's got this person answering for him, which I think is bad publicity. But you could say now they've tripled down on their decision to ban Sargon of Akkad, and their stupid reasoning behind it, and their insults to the rest of to creators and the supporters. This belief that they're the ones handing out the money is obviously got to their head. They obviously just like they say, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? When people attain a certain amount of monetary level, they seem to forget about the rest of us little guys who actually work for a living. Anyway, that's just my opinion. So anyway, I had respect for this guy as a creator and what he was trying to do. But then these bannings started to happen, right? And first it was Lauren Southern, and and then some other people that I was following and watching, right? And then the Sargon of Akkad case is it's just so blatant. That's why so many people are getting behind it, right? So as you will see from this quick video clip, we've got Jordan Peterson and Dave Rubin, and have announced that they're going to leave in January 15th, I think they said. You can watch their video if you're interested in it. A lot of people are talking about it. There's a lot of people that are willing to put their money where their mouth is, so to speak, on this, and Patreon doesn't seem to get that. So yeah, too bad for them. I guess there will be another platform that comes up, and if you do watch the show about Jordan Peterson's show about leaving Patreon, they're trying to come up with ways to work this out, right? And one of them, it really has to involve cryptocurrency and crypto video posting and all that kind of stuff, because that's the only way that it can be totally protected from free speech wise, right? Also, on a side note to that, if you're interested in an alternative program that is already up and running, you can go see my friend Piper Blush new website. It's called cocascope.com, and she's basically experienced the same thing, being deplatformed, and she's put a lot of work into finding a resolution, and she's got it up and running now. So you can, her name is Piper Blush, She has a YouTube channel. She has a couple of YouTube channels, right? And it's called cocascope.com. So again, you can check that out if you're looking for alternative ways to get paid as a creator. So that's kind of my spiel on the thing. You know, obviously it's a very complicated topic, and I don't want to go on blah 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 about it. If you have been following it and you know most of the things I would already say anyway already, right? So a couple other things, you know, big in the news. Yellow vest protests, you know, they're spreading across Canada. I hope they hit the States too. And you know, it's obvious that you know, we're making some headway, you know, and we're getting people's some people that don't want to be scared are getting scared now. And they should be, because you're not listening to the people. You know, speaking directly as a Canadian right now, to Justin Trudeau, you're doing about everything that the people of this country don't want. You might be appeasing a few elitists and some Islamists and you know, some LGBTQ whatever groups, you know, but you're pissing off the rest of the country, you know, and I think you're starting to realize that. You're surrounded by too many yes men that, you know, are not really telling you the truth, or you're just so out there, you know, you're so far from reality, and I think that's the real truth of it, right? You're so out of touch with reality, right, that you don't see what's going on in your own country, and it's your fault. It's your fault for doing this. It's all your fault. You have to take the blame. You should really just step aside right now. And to any other Liberals, MPs that are watching this, I can't believe that none of you don't have the backbone to stand up to this person. You know, I know all about towing the party line and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm not ignorant to how politics works, but you know, is there none of you that have the backbone to say enough is enough? You know, I'm not gonna, you know, bend down and kiss the ring in the by giving away my whole country. You know, I mean, every single one of you is going to lose your seat. You know that, right? I hope you realize that. So, you know, now's the time. Now is the time for you to actually do something about it, right? Maybe jump sides. Maybe start, you know, disagreeing publicly with what your boss is saying, right? And that maybe the Liberals should be revisiting some of these, you know, policies that they're trying to impose on the Canadian people, like the Global Compact of Migration and stuff like that. Maybe we should have some discussion about that before we just go rushing in to sign it. Maybe we should ask the Canadian people if you're interested in following some of this stuff. We've got people like Canada Polly, Julie Moore, Kelly Day. There's the Canadian Libertarian, One Godless Woman. There's a lot of great folks talking about this stuff, and we want the rest of you to start talking about it too, and making videos about this stuff. And you know, let's get off our butts, Canada. It's time to wake up, smell the maple syrup. Thanks for watching today's show. Again, my name is Philip Cockram. Love and peace from Canada, and we are YouTube.